What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled Don't Let Money Change You. Normally when you hear that phrase, you think about somebody who got money and now they switched up on their friends or family. I'm going to do this one in the opposite, where somebody got money and you switched up on them. Okay? Because I've seen this far too often, and it's not talked about from a person who has more, who winds up having money's perspective, because there are more poor people than there are rich people, so the numbers are on the side of the poor people for the most part. So for some people who don't get certain things perspectives, I'm gonna do my best, right? There's a situation where you didn't respect the person and you didn't treat them well. You didn't do right by them when you found out that, because in your opinion they weren't, they just weren't on your level, whatever. Then you find out their bank account is way above your level, and then all of a sudden you respect them out of nowhere. Now you want to get to know them. Now it means something to actually treat them like a human being. And that's a problem, because you see a lot of these tactics, people who got money, they see this stuff coming a mile away because it happens so often. This is a lot of people's normal experience, so now you respect them. Now all of a sudden, I care. I really, I shouldn't have treated you like that back in the day. I shouldn't have treated you like that last week. But now I'm a changed person. Nah. The point I just made about I care. Like, when you find out people have money, you can go from indifferent to all in love all of a sudden. It's like, it's like this gold digger switch that gets clicked on by people where, I don't care about that fool. Like, how much? I've always been down with you. You know how. Come on now. We in it forever, together forever. And I say it in a male and female way because it's just done in different ways. Guys might want to, let's invest, let's start a business. I got an idea. All I need is you to put up everything. It's like, you just treat a person like a person in general. But the reason I'm saying this is because people who have money, they don't, they're people. Just like I've been in good situations, I've been in bad situations, So it might sound weird to you, but there's a certain level of a lack of humanity when you're dealing with a homeless person. And I've been there before. And there's that same actual lack of humanity on the opposite side of the spectrum when you got money. You feel me? Like, because when people see you as homeless, you're a bum, right? You're a bum. You ain't nobody. You're worthless. You don't have no money. And then when you have money, you're a mark. I got to do what I got to do to get the money from this person. So a lot of times, unfortunately, the people in the middle of those two extremes act in a manner that they change overnight with people, when money comes into play. And most people just want to be treated with respect and fairly. And that becomes a problem. So the other thing, you have to, how can I say this? People become very frivolous and disrespectful. And they change because they're like, if with other people's money or property. Like if a person has money and you have things, but you want to take care of your things, but since these other people have money, you change because now you just have a habit of breaking stuff and knocking stuff over and damaging stuff, and I don't know, that type of thing, and it changes the way people look at you because it's like, don't do this, don't do that, like, and sometimes I can say it's an accident because sometimes people have these fantasies about having nice things, but because they don't have nice things or haven't been exposed to these things, they don't actually know that they have nuances that are different from the things that you have and are accustomed to. Like, exotic cars have nuances and differences from regular cars. So if you sit in an exotic car and you just think it's gonna it operates better than an average car, but you don't know what you may damage or how you may damage it. Because, like, you get a person, it's just like, how can I say this? Like getting in a sports car. If you were in an economy car and then you got in a sports car, you're going to hit the gas in both. But you're going to take off in one. And that is the shock that happens. So sometimes people do things like that. They get stupid. They put 87 octane in something that takes 92 octane. And you're like, yo, what are you doing? That's an accident. But some people do stuff like that on purpose because they have a jealousy. I don't know why. Why you took? Well, first of all, who told you to take my car? I just wanted to shine. I just wanted to get out. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be seen. People take your possessions, your jewelry, things like that, and go out in public and want to be seen, and then all of a sudden lose it. Some people actually lose it. Some people actually hypothetically lose it and never bring it back. You know what I mean? Same thing. People change when it comes to their personal spending habits when it comes to money, because the relationships change where you can go from a person who's very independent and and very self-sufficient, and then they meet somebody with money and they change, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to work no more. I've been working all my life. I can't. I don't know how to pour that cereal into that bowl and pour that milk. I don't know, Lord. I don't know how to do that. What is a spoon? Do you have a maid? Can do that for me? It's like a 180, complete 180, and it's like, oh man, what happened to having conversations? Having that conversation. People change the way they talk. Sometimes it gets to the point where they have people who feel like their presence comes at a price. You used to hang out and be cool and just do things that you always did. And now all of a sudden the very things that y'all always did that had you create a bond and a relationship that you did for free because you liked each other and you had a synergy, now all of a sudden is a cost. Remember how we used to play spades? Yeah. Well, I will come over, but look, man, I'm kind of 7 months behind on these bills, and I can't really come through right now because, the lights, the lights about to get cut off. We've been living with candles. I mean, if you could just give me a quick $5,000 for the light bill, I could swing through, right? I could swing through and pick up the money. We can play spades, and I can go back home and I can handle this business, but I can't stay long. I might be, that's exaggerating with the price, but stuff like that actually, people do things like that. People change where strangers know you all of a sudden. I think that, when a person all of a sudden, I know of a situation where a pastor found out how much money someone I know makes, and didn't know the pastor, never met the pastor, didn't know where it's from. How you doing? First of all, how you get the number? God put it on my heart to call you and say, you was gonna. God told me to tell you was gonna get a church $20,000. I'm told, but God didn't tell me that you was gonna call, and I was gonna give you $20,000. God told you that. I didn't get the message. I mean, if God, God, it kind of works through you. God can hit me up too. I mean, I don't think he hit you up on the sale, so he could have hit me. He could have spoke to you and spoke to me, and then we would have made this. God, I got you, but it didn't work like that. So people do that, right? People hate. Like people could love you 1 minute, if you broke, and hate you the next if you're rich. They could literally turn on you like that. Like, sometimes I think it's hate because if you see the person and they're right next to you, you see their struggle, you see what they've been through. And some people might feel like some people are more fortunate than others and not necessarily as hardworking or talented. And other people may say, if I was doing what they was doing, I would have been there too. So in some ways they're mad at themselves, but they can't take it out on themselves, so they hate the person who came into success or money. So the relationship changes. The love goes from hate. And people change as far as their taste. Like, if you go from poverty to wealth, in a sense, there are going to be some things on the wealthy side that you like, that you were exposed to because you have more money. But there's still going to be things on the poverty side that you still like. Like, you're not going to give up your fetish for Oreos because now you can get these expensive cookies from a bakery. No, you better give me them damn Oreos. I need them club crackers. I don't need gourmet club crackers. Ritz crackers, give me them crackers. Give me the saltines with the cheese, the government cheese. We good. It's like that. What are you eating? I'm eating some wings and some fries. What do you mean? What am I eating? You're not gonna eat some filet mignon. Not gonna drink one of the finest Merlots. No, I need some wings, some fries, and a Sprite. That's all I need. But people around you be like, I need caviar butter. Like, what the hell? Wait, dog. That shit, I don't even. How do you? What? No. It happens, and it's silly because people expect you to. You kind of like a pseudo doorway for the wealthy life. Not actually sometimes wanting to be in a wealthy life. You might like the wealthy environment, but you might not rock with all the people there. Because like some people don't realize there's a lot of rich people in the world who came up rough, and you can be rich and in the same neighborhood with people who have similar backstories. So y'all have similar interests. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily one of those things where y'all have similar problems because people do the same thing to them. Like, this goes across all racial lines, and the other way people change, and I is money changes people, because if you have somebody with money, some people start waiting on you to die. They're not genuinely concerned about your life and your health. They're not calling to say hello. They're calling to see how close you are to death and hoping that they're in the will. It changes people. They may not like the people around you because you feel like the people around you might wind up getting money that they feel like they should be getting out of you. So it creates a problem. And sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong, and that itself creates a problem. Because sometimes this is why you got people who are isolated, because they're just tired of everybody changing on them. I don't really want to talk about this one, but I'm going to say this and end it. Your kids can even change. Like, your kids can go from loving you because they don't necessarily know the money part when you're raising them, to finding out, oh, dang, that, oh, they got it like this. to loving the lifestyle that they feel like they can provide. Because it's different when you're poor and you dream about being rich, and you're rich and your kids are accustomed to being in an upper class life, but they realize, oh, I could really be the kid with the Porsche or the Bentley, and then they start getting entitled, and it's like, you ain't work for none of this. Like, what are you doing? You know, and it's a hard issue because some of those parents, that's a heartbreaking thing when your kids, when your flesh and blood that you raised and take care of and actually love, stop loving you and started loving your money more than you, and then get an issue when you don't give them money because they want to be young and what is that, extravagant, you know, and not and it creates a bad environment, man, because now you get people accustomed. I just go and spend $1,000, but you don't know how to earn $1,000, but you want to go spend it, and that's one of the things that people have an issue with, is that people change, is people start getting this expensive taste with a lifestyle that they can't provide for themselves, and get mad at the other person who may not even live that lifestyle themselves, who just may have the money for it. They expect them to provide that lifestyle for multiple people. And that's not something that they are and that they want to do. And that's not something that you're entitled to get out of them. And it torpedoed the relationship with them, because they actually may have love for you. And truth be told, because this video is longer than I usually do, if you just real with somebody and you treat them the way you treated them before you knew they had money and after you knew they had money, they gonna respect you at the least. They might. I mean, that doesn't mean that they gonna hook you up, you know. But they gonna respect you, and y'all gonna actually be friends, and it's actually gonna be cool, because they may be able to put you on to things and on to people that can make your lifestyle better with your dreams and aspirations if they can't do it. So I'm just saying, we out, yo.